All right, welcome to Cracking Code with Dave. So today we're going to talk about classes. Now there's a big discussions and whatnot, whether to use classes or structures. I typically do start with structures and I use a class if I absolutely need to, but this instruction is just how to create a class in Swift. One of the reasons I use structures is Swift programming says that structures work faster, are less intense, and a little bit safer to use. And again, we're not going to debate that. Let's just learn about classes. A class is like, when you think of a class, think of a blueprint. So let's say a class, let's say this class is called cat. So this is the basic way to declare a cat. And I wonder if I can even just make a cat. So let fluffers equal cat. There. We made a class. It has nothing in it. It does nothing. But we made a class called cat. And we declared, see, we based this fluffers object off of the blueprint of cats. So let's say that all cats have a name. And that name is going to be a string type. So variable, name, string. For now, I'm going to comment this out. We'll go back to that later. Okay. So now it's saying, well, what's this cat's name? So you could say this cat's name is Fluffers. Oops, forgot to put a quote there to make it a string. And now this will go away. Now when we declare our cat Fluffers down here, we can print Fluffers name. Come on, playgrounds, let's do this. Okay, here we go, Fluffers. Yep. So we've made this class, we've given it a name, Fluffers. But the problem with this is, like, not every cat is going to be named Fluffers. So let's get rid of that. We want to make the name when we make the cat, right? We want to say there's this new cat and we're going to call it Fluffers. So how do you do that is you make an initializer. And here's where things get a little weird. It's called shadowing. So we're going to say there's this thing that we want to initialize with called a name, and it's a string. See right up here, we're just basically copying this stuff up here. And then inside of here, we're going to write some weird code. Self. We're going to try to write some weird code. Self.name equals name. So the parameter is passed in here and then assigned up here. So this happens when you create a new cat. So again, down here, now let's do this over. We're going to say there's a cat, and then when you hit the tab button, there you go, it tries to fill all that in for you, and I'm going to say this cat is called Fluffers inside of here. So now we've got a cat named Fluffers, and we can also say let, oh gosh, what's another cat name? Mitzi. Sure, maybe with an S. So there's a new cat, and I'm going to call it Mitzi. The name Mitzi. Then if I print Mitzi down here, let's see what happens. Yep, Fluffers and Mitzi. They're two different cats. See? So let's say you want to pass more than one variable in there. So let's say there's a variable and it's called color. It's a string. There's a variable called weight. Maybe it's a double. Okay. You would separate those by commas in here. Now sometimes to make things make a little more sense in my brain, I'll name these things different. So let's just call, instead of weight, I'll just do W. So this, I guess, is called shadowing. That's what I think that's what they call it, where the things are named the same, but they're pointing to different things. So self.color equals color, this one right here. And let's try our new name thing. Self.weight equals W. So now you can clearly see this W is different than this weight. Now it's going to yell at us down here because we have to account for all these new initializations. Also, let's do another one down here, and let's call it variable, call it legs of type int, and then I'm going to make it equal to 4, because generally speaking, cats are born with 4 legs. Okay? So I'm going to back this up, and now if I do parentheses, it'll fill in all that stuff for me. All right, so the name is called Fluffers. Color we'll say is black. The weight, oh Fluffers, you're, I don't know, 2 pounds. I don't know cat weights. Maybe that's heavy for a cat. I don't know. Maybe that's light for a cat. All right, we got Mitzi. And Mitzi's white. And Mitzi's 1 pound. Maybe Mitzi, yeah, Mitzi's 1 pound. All right, fine, whatever. All right. So you can see now if we print out all of Mitzi, instead of printing the name, let's print the whole cat and caboodle. If we try to print them, it makes this weird thing. But that's actually good. That encapsulates everything that is your cat at this point. So the weight, the color, the name, and let's see, they have legs. Both of them have 4 legs. You know, and you could change Fluffers, Fluffers.legs. Let's assign Fluffers legs to 3. And then print Fluffers legs. So you can change the attributes of your class after it's initialized. And you can set some default values and not have to include them in the initialization. So if you set a value, you don't have to initialize it down here. So hopefully this helps you understand a little more about classes. Now one weird thing with classes is, since it's a reference type, okay, let's say we've got Fluffers here. Let's say instead of declaring Mitzi new, a new cat, we just say Mitzi equals Fluffers. Okay, and then let's print Mitzi's name. Mitzi's name is Fluffers. Well, what if I change Mitzi's name to Mitzi's.name, and we'll set it to Mitzi. Okay. Now let's print Mitzi's name after we changed it to Mitzi. It's good. Now let's print Fluffer's name. Fluffer's name is now Mitzi. So this is what I mean when it's a reference type. Usually you wouldn't do this anyways. You would create a new cat. But if you're trying to clone something, like duplicate something, remember it always points back to one point in memory. So it always points back to one place. So we're not creating a new thing called Mitzi here. If this was a structure, then you could actually do this, and Mitzi would be its own new thing, because structures are value types, not reference types. Okay, so that's a little more than you need to know about classes in Swift. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day.